Introduce the people that are going to be crafting with you today. I'm going to be doing some of the crafts, and of course my name is Linda Eanes. We have Miss Amber Anderson, who is our A&R agent, Ag and Natural Resources agent in the Cumberland Extension Office, and she has a, I don't know if you call it a side business or a side hobby. She makes earrings. So in your exploration kit, you have 3 pairs of earrings that were donated by Amber Anderson, our ag agent, and she's going to show you how to put those earrings together. We also have a Miss Rita Beverly, who some of you guys, you may remember her from school because she was a part-time, long-time sub at the elementary school. Did you do any at the middle?
Yes.
And a little bit at the middle school as well. And she is going to teach you how to make wreaths. We also have Miss Lynn Nelson, who is going to teach you how to make Christmas trees. And you're going to be making Christmas trees out of regular clothesline rope. As a matter of fact, everything that we're doing, I guess except for the earrings, are out of recycled, repurposed materials, okay? Because you don't have to spend a lot of money to do cool stuff for the holidays and to decorate for the holidays. And the last thing that we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to make table runners. In your bag, you have a 12-inch rope and you have some floral wire and greenery, and I'm going to show you how to put that all together to make some cool decorations for your table, or even for a drape over your windows or wreaths, kind of cool stuff like that. So that's what we're going to be doing while we're with you. And welcome to our holiday crafting virtual Camp in a Box. Woo, yay. Okay. Our 2020 planning committee was Rita Beverly, Lynn Nelson, Amber Taylor, and Linda Eanes. Some of our sponsors, the Department of Forestry donated you have some pine cones that are in your camp box, as well as, I think it's a little, I don't know if it's a coloring book, but a little book and a really cool handkerchief of Smokey the Bear. And so you'll get to, that'll be yours to keep. And also I want to recognize Granny Ashburn's Hen House Creations. That is my friend Lynn Nelson, and she has a Facebook group and an Instagram account, and she does some really, really incredible crafts. So check her out on Facebook and Instagram. M. Henry Design, that is my friend Catherine Fleischman. I used to work with her wedding venue group, and every year they do a wreath making at the Raswick Winery. Well, this year it just happened that they were able, I was able to glean every bit of the greenery that you guys got for this Christmas camp from M. Henry Designs and from Raswick Vineyard. So I'm very grateful. It wouldn't have happened without their support. So we're very grateful to them. What you're going to need is you're going to need your newspaper. You're going to need your 2 pine cones. You're going to need your glue. And you're going to need your bag of baking soda. I'm going to teach you how a really inexpensive, cool way to put snow on your pine cones. So, and you see I have a, oh yeah, thank you. All right, so one of the first things that you're going to do you see the little bug that's crawling across the screen? Just saying, I don't know what that is. Put a little bit of glue on your newspaper, just like what I did. And what we're going to do is we're going to kind of do this and set it aside so that it will dry and we can use it for the table runners at the end of camp. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take our pine cones and you're just going to roll them around in the glue. And you don't have to put very much. Do you see how I'm not getting it down in the cracks or the crevices, but just on the kind of the tips of my pine cone. All right, now the next thing that I'm going to do is I have already opened up my bag of baking soda. I'm going to put my baking soda, move this over a little bit so hopefully you can see it. I'm going to roll the pine cone in the baking soda. All right, and you can see it looks like there is snow all over my pine cone. And it's not super messy or super goopy or anything like that. It just kind of looks a lot like it would in nature. And that's a really, baking soda is not very expensive at all. And you can always use it after you have used it to refreshen your refrigerator. So there's a cool use for that. And I'm going to put, after you've done that one, we're going to do the other one. And I'm going to set it aside to dry. And I'm going to do one more. Okay, so that's my second one. I've kind of, and you probably want to shake off some of the excess into your bag, and you can still use this bag for more pine cones if you had more, but these are just what I'm doing for today. But you could go and collect your own pine cones in your yard or wherever you know that there are pine cones, and you can safely do it and have permission to do it. You just don't want to collect pine cones from anywhere.
Hi, everybody. You want to go ahead and get out your little baggies of earrings. It doesn't matter which one, whichever one you would like to start with first. Do y'all have a little set of pliers? What we're going to do, I'm going to try to do this slowly. What we're going to do is we're going to open up our bag and be very careful, because inside of the bag, you can see all the little parts that come along with this. So if you want to just dump them out on the table, careful not to lose any pieces. And you can see, you can sort them out if you would like. So you should have 2 earring backs, which are the little clear pieces here. You should have 2 small rings, which are here. You should have 2 larger rings, which are here. And you should have 2 hooks, which are here. Okay, so I'm going to take you through every single step that I do when I make earrings. So here I have just an extra set. Your set already, if you look closely, I don't know if I can hold this closely to the thing. You can kind of see the hole right there. So yours should already have a set of holes. But for those earring sets that don't have a set of holes, when I go to make them, I have my earring leather hole punch here, which you can see, this is the end, and this tip is hollow, and it will punch a hole straight through the earring, or the leather, I guess, or whatever material you're using. So just as a show and tell, I will show you how I do this one. And you can see the little hole. So I just kind of do both of them kind of in the same spot. And so once they have the holes, they are ready to be fixed up with what I call the hardware. So the hardware is all of your little metal pieces. So if you're only using one set of pliers, you might have to take turns. But what I do is I take the biggest ring, and you guys have tiny hands, so you might be able to do it. And I'm hoping what you want to do is you want to take it and bend it So there is a little opening. You probably can't see on this screen, but it's a little tiny, well, you're just bending it so you can slide another ring through it. But we're going to take this ring and we are going to slide him onto the earring piece and right through the hole. The earring piece, it's going to be hooked through the little hole. I forgot to mention that some of the packs that I put together have two pieces. So one smaller piece will lay over top of the larger piece, and then you just feed the larger loop through both of those pieces to hold them together. So you can go ahead, and once you have both of, let's see, I'm gonna go ahead and share my little screen again. Once you have both of your large rings through your earring fabric, you're going to go ahead and close those rings up. Now this sometimes is the hard part for me, so you can use your pliers here to kind of clamp the ring together. Sometimes I use my fingernails, but sometimes I just cut them yesterday, so I don't really have to work with here. But just make sure they're closed up nice and tight. And so once, let me see, you can see my ear, I think you can see them a little bit better here. You can see the little earring, big, larger loops in there. So this might become a little bit tedious in this part. So you want to take your smaller rings here. My fingers are bigger than the ring. So you have your smaller ring and you want to open them up. Same concept like we did with the last one, but you want to feed that ring through your larger ring. So when you hold it with the pliers, you get some dangly action there. And then while you're still holding that, that ring with your pliers, you can go ahead and feed the bottom loop of your, I'm gonna tighten this up really quick just to make sure that it's, you can feed the bottom loop of your hook also onto the ring. Now, something that I will recommend, you see how my ring, this is the piece here that I'm using my thumb on. This is the piece here that will be hanging in the earlobe. This piece right here, the longer pointed piece, will be in the back of the ear. So the front of the earring is going to be at this part where my thumb is. So you want the rounded portion to be in the front part of the earring. So I'm going to try to lay this down a little bit to see so you can see. So I'm going to feed my little loop of the hook onto the smaller one with my rounded portion facing the front part of the earring. And then I am going to close that loop. Now I have an earring. Go ahead and work on, I'm going to work on my other earring piece here. And so hooking the smaller loop through the smaller ring through the larger ring that is already on your earring piece. And just to reiterate what we've already done, and I am having some trouble. And then we are again feeding the bottom piece of the hook, of your earring hook. We're feeding that with the rounded part to the front facing part of the earring. And then we are closing the loop. Okay, so there's also a little package in your baggie also. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take it out, and there is, it doesn't really matter which side, I don't suppose, but you can punch out this little hole here. Then you're going to take your little earring hook and you're going to punch through one of the tiny holes. So it's going to sit on your card just like this. And then you're going to take one of your clear earring backs and we're going to flip that over. I hope it's a little bit bright, so you might not be able to see. And then you're just going to slide that on the back of the hook. And we're going to do the same for the next one. that here. And then put the clear earring back on the back of the hook. Okay. There's a little plastic sheath, I guess you can call it. And so it'll open, if you wiggle it between your fingers like this, it'll create a little pocket. See my fingers in there? So what you're gonna do is you're going to take your earrings and flip them like this. Now, sometimes what I like to do is before I flip them over, I will take them and stack them on top of each other just to make it easier for them to go into the package. So I'll flip it over, still holding on to that piece just like this, and you slide them in. You might have to do some wiggling. Slide them into the pocket. So they're in there just like this. And you can shake them around and make them display nicely. And then there's a little piece of plastic, I guess, and it says sealing tape remove. So you're going to peel that up right here, and you're going to pull. Now be careful because it is sticky. And what you're going to do is you're going to fold that right over onto the plastic backing. And so your earrings are sealed in a little package. And so just so if you ever thought that maybe you'd want to do this at home again, I get a lot of scrap leather from a lot of different places. I have a lady that does a lot of purse making. So of course, here's some cowhide, some cheetah print. And what you can do if you ever find anybody who has scrap pieces like this, you can actually draw on the back. Like if you wanted to make a circle, you could draw a circle on the back and just take your pair of scissors and just go ahead and cut out your circle. And I bought this leather punch on Amazon for $8, I think. And you can punch your hole and you can buy all of the hardware that we used here, all of that, the cards and everything from Amazon. So if you wanted to consider doing this as something on the side, it's super easy and something that you can do as you find time or as you find money to do so, but it also makes really nice gifts. People love these things. So anyway, but that concludes everything that I have. So
hope that I know that whatever you decide to do with those earrings, if you decide to wear them yourself or if you decide to give them to somebody for Christmas, I know that they are going to enjoy it. We are going to introduce you to Miss Rita Beverly.
Hello. Merry Christmas.
Hi.
And Happy Hanukkah. I'm glad to be with you today. And I guess you're wondering, what have you gotten in your packet that looks like a canning ring and scraps of material? We're going to take a wreath ornament. What do you think about that?
I like it.
Yes, and it's something that you have at home. You have a little baggie, a little sandwich bag, and you have a canning ring and scraps of material. If you want to go ahead and get that out, there's about approximately 45 pieces of material. And it's about like 7 or 8 inches. And this is a canning ring. I'm not sure, your mom may have some of those. I'm sure your grandmother does. And what we're going to start doing is putting the hanger on first. It's a little piece of twine. This is just easier to do if you do it right from the beginning. We're just going to go, just take it through to the top. Just going to tie it in a little knot, not all the way down to the ring, We're just going to do this. Then we're going to tie a knot. And we're just going to make it a little tight this way. And then we're going to turn it around so the knot doesn't show. And it's going to look like this. Now, just take a piece of the material, whatever color you want to start with. And I'm just going to put it through the canning ring. Bring it up, make it a little bit even. And we're just going to tie it, not in a knot. You might want to pinch it a little bit and then bring it through like this and tie it. Sometimes it takes doing it again. This is wonderful, fine motor skills. And then we're going to tie it like this. Let me just move it up to the twine there. Okay, and this goes pretty fast, and you all don't have to wait for me. If you get it tied, just keep on going. I'm going to tie this one again. Not a knot, like I said, just one. And then we're going to push it up. Push it up next to the other one. And we're just going to continue. You know, this is materials that you might have at home. I have a lot of material. But if you don't have material, let's say you have an old t-shirt or an old pair of jeans that you want to use, and you want to cut that up into strips, you can do that too. It doesn't cost anything. Don't cut up your good jeans though. Mama won't like that. And then when I'll show you, you may have to cut them a little bit, but I don't think you will. Just going to continue. Okay, there's your start, and just keep going. This could make a very inexpensive gift, and it would be something that you made that everybody wants. I've had several people that said they want one, so that's what they're getting for Christmas. And the reason I used a canning jar ring is because it was thicker. It's just easier to do. Now let's say that you finish and you still show a little bit of the ring. You may not have had enough little strips and you needed a couple of more. What you can do is just spread them out a little bit so it won't show. Do you think this is something that maybe your grandmother might like, or your aunts?
Yeah.
Or your mom? Yeah, doesn't cost anything really. We'll keep moving along. When you feel comfortable about putting all of them on, and if you don't have any questions, I think we could just go ahead and continue this camp. And you can do this as you want to, as you have the time. Gifts are a lot more fun than gifts that are expensive. Especially you think about like if you have family members, and if you gave them anything that we made from our holiday crafting camp, they would remember that and you for the rest of their life. And that's what is really important, those memories that you make, and to know, you know, because if you think about it, the time
that you give. I mean, it's easy to go and to buy something, but the time that you put into making something, that's time that you will never get back. You know, so you're putting yourself into the gifts that you give, and that's super important. Okay, you ready for another craft? Introduce to you Miss Lynn Nelson, who is going to help you guys learn how to make Christmas trees out of rope.
So we're going to do a macrame Christmas tree ornament, and hopefully we can do this really easy. So you're going to have a 80-inch clothesline rope and a 20-inch. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take the 20-inch. You're going to put the ends together. That way it's divided evenly. And your top is going to be where the two ends are that we're going to work from. And it's going to reverse. That you'll see when we get it done. You're going to do the same thing with the other. Meet your ends, pull it, find the even center. Then at this time, you're going to take that piece, you're going to lift up this piece, set it up underneath, whoops. So now this is the center. Can you see? That's your center. And you know what? Just for the heck of it, let me go ahead and tape this down. That way I won't be having to deal with that, and y'all can actually see me there. How's that? That's going to be better for y'all. All right, so we're going to take our right side. We're going to bring it under, then over. So you go under the 20-inch and over the left side of the 80-inch. Then you're going to take your left side, you're going to go over the 20-inch and through the loop of the 80-inch. So it should be cross. You see that? So what we're aiming to do is we're going to make a square knot. We got half of it done. You're going to repeat that step. So you go under, then throw it over that. Then you're going to go over and through the loop. You're going to grab both ends. You're going to pull. So those two steps equal one square knot. Let me put that down for you. See, that's a square knot, folks. So we're going to repeat that again. Under, over. Grab the left, under, whoops, over and through. It's just like tying your shoe. That's really what it is you're tying your shoe. So you're going to pull it tight. That's half a square knot on that. We got it one more time. Under, over, over, through the loop, pull it. See how that is? You pull it. All right, you have two complete square knots. 1, 2. All right, now here's where the fun part comes in. So we're going to keep repeating it. Simple macrame, excuse me. So we want to do about an 1.5 inch to 2 inch loop from here to here. So I'm just going to leave that like that. It went under. We're still going to go over the left. We're going to go over the 20-inch and through the right side of the 80-inch. And what we want to do is we're making a loop, but don't pull that because we're going to start, that's like a half of a square knot, but we're making it a loose loop because that's going to be your bottom of your Christmas tree. So we're going to go under and just lay it over, go over and hit the loop on the one you're doing now and just pull it, and you're going to pull it tight. See how it pulls tight? Take both your fingers, slide it in there, and just pull it up. Easy peasy. So we're going to make another loop, but we're going to do it just a little bit smaller. So you want to go under and over, slide it up, and see how that one is. So let's just do it about a centimeter. See the difference? A centimeter shorter than that side. So we're going to take this side and go over and through this, and don't move your length. There you go. So we're going to pull it, but we're not going to pull it tight. And we're going to repeat that step. Under and over, then your left side goes over and through. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our fingers in the second step, and you're going to pull with your thread and slide up. Look at that, folks. See the difference? It's a little slightly shorter. So we're going to repeat that step, and we're going to repeat this step probably 2 or 3 more times. So we're going to go under and over, then take your left side and go under and through. We're going to slide it up. Don't do it tight. And then do the same step that we're going to do tighter this time. So go under and over and through. You're going to pull it, put your fingers in, pull, slide up. See? It's just getting smaller and smaller as we go. All right, we're going to go to the 4th loop. So you're going to go under and over and through. You're going to pull it a little bit, put your finger in there. We want to go up slightly. So don't pull it tight. So we're going to go under and over and through. Put your fingers in the top loop. So pull with your back fingers. Slide up. There you go. Smaller and smaller. So we got enough rope in here to do another loop. So let's do another loop. We're going to go under and over and through. Fingers, let's see. You want to get it a hair smaller than that. All right, so we need to do the complete knot. So under and over and through. All right, put the finger in there. Just pull, slide. Look, isn't that gorgeous? Let's do one more. So under and over and through. Yeah, you know you got it now. You done mastered this, okay? So let's finish this up. Let's go under and over and through. You ready? Shazam! Slide it. So that's it. We should have 5 loops and then a flat loop. So you can, it should look like, you'll have some fabric. So since we have some fabric rope, since we have a little bit more, I think we might can get another one in here. So let's try another one. Over and under, well, under and over and through. And let's slide it. And yeah, let's do it again and just make a complete knot. Under and over and through. Okay. So what we're going to do I think it's gorgeous, folks. I think it's the best one yet. So we're going to flip it. And all I do is the second rope down. I want to loosen it up a little bit, just a hair. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide my rope through the back. So no, it's pulling it. Let me see. I'm fraying it a little bit. So we're going to pull it. And before I pull that one too tight, let me get the other one through so I can knock them both out at one time. All right. So once they're pulled through, just pull them and tighten them. Slide your tree up a little bit, just where you think it looks neat, which you're comfortable with. The front should look like, well, can you see it? I know it's hard, even with the black, it's, but so we're gonna cut those pieces off the back. I don't think you'll have to glue them, not unless you're gonna be pulling on them or being wild, but I'm not wild with my ornaments, so I think it'll be so. So we're gonna tuck these into on the bottom of the tree. So we're just gonna loosen that one piece of rope up, and we are gonna try to slide these hanging pieces through that. And we just don't want that frayed piece. I mean, you could have them hanging, but I don't know. I think it's kind of cute if you tuck it in the back and just get them out of the way. Not unless you were going to hang bells from it or glue bells to the bottom of them. Now that would be really cool. That's an idea. And another idea is you can like spray it with adhesive or take a little bit of glue and just put on there and put sprinkle some fine glitter on it. Or you can even dye your rope and let it dry before you do this. So there is your Christmas tree. Isn't that gorgeous? I think it's cute. Well, I thank y'all. I thank y'all for being patient. Y'all have a lovely, lovely crafting Christmas.
I'm going to be showing you how to do, I got to pull some stuff over here for you. You're going to have a bag that has, it's going to have one thing of rope, and it's going to have a little bundle of floral wire. Like you should each have about 10 little 12-inch things of floral wire that are taped together. So tape all that out. And if your pine cones are dry, we won't need them. They may actually need to dry a little bit longer. Mine are flaky. So I'm going to put mine to the side for a bit. Some cool things that I want to show you that I found when I went over to the winery to find all the greenery for you guys. And I want to identify the greenery that you're going to be working with too. So you can take out you have a plastic Walmart bag that has a bunch of greenery in it. So you can go in and pull that out, and because we're going to be working with all of that. Okay, we get started with the stuff. Let me show you this. All right, so one of the first things that I found, this is, you can find cool things when you go outside. And I don't know if you can see this. This is an egg sac for a praying mantis. And it is, do you know what a praying mantis is? That is a praying mantis. And this is the egg sac from a praying mantis. I'm going to stop sharing. Okay, so that is an egg sac. So it will hatch and you'll have little baby praying mantises. So I'm going to take it outside after camp and lay it outside somewhere somewhere safe so that they can go on and develop the way that they're supposed to. But that's a cool thing to find. And then sometimes you can find, like this is on a pine tree as well. And do you see that it looks like a growth in between the two little branches on the tree? Can you see that? That is called a gall, G-A-L-L. And it's kind of like scar tissue on the tree. Like it had some damage or something on it and something grew there, kind of like scar tissue, like what we do maybe when we get injured. And so that's what that is. And then I wanted to share with you, this is one of the leaves that you have. You have leaves that look like this. This is a magnolia leaf. And they are really cool and fun to use for wreath making and for what we're doing today. And this is the flower, or it used to be a flower. It's kind of not in great shape now, but it is the fruit of the magnolia tree. And the next thing, another thing that you guys have is you have something that looks like this. And this is called boxwood. And all of these are evergreens. Evergreens are conifers, which means that they don't lose their leaves. They stay green all the time. We're going to use that. Now and another type of plant that you have is you have this, and this is cedar. We have a lot of cedar. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. I bet that when you opened up that bag, you could smell it. That's holly. And cool. And I tell you, I'm going to show you these. I did not put these in your bag. Well, because I was kind of concerned because they're sticky and I didn't want you to get pinched or hurt. So, but these are types of, are they both holly? Yeah, I think that is. These are types of holly. Do you see the little red berries that they have on there? That looks really, really pretty in a decoration for the Christmas. And then this is a variegated type of holly. Do you see the different colors on the leaf and all the little spikes that are there? That's a variegated, and it still has the red berry, which is super cool. I'm not going to use it for what we're doing today because you didn't have it, but I wanted you to see it. Now, the next, you do have these. I wanted to make sure that you had some kind of berries. You should have in your camp box, this is called a hackberry. Yeah, and it has they almost look like little acorns. It has little black berries on it or dark blue berries on it, and this is called a hackberry bush. Okay, and you have Virginia pine. We have cedar, and then I think the last thing that you guys have that we are going to use is you have spruce. Okay, do you see that? You have some spruce there. All right. Now, let me show you some of the other tools, and I hope that I cut yours short enough that you would be able to not have to do any cutting. But I have, because I do this, I have these are kind of garden shears that you use to cut plants and to cut different things that I may need to prune. Okay, so I may be using this a little bit, but I hope that I've cut yours enough that you don't have to. you're going to use your rope, and a rope is very inexpensive. And what we're going to do is we're going to make a 12-inch little runner, a table runner to decorate your table for Christmas. But let's say if you got like a 6-foot rope and you wanted to collect lots of greens, you could do the same process and make a really long, like a drape to drape over that window that I see behind you. You could make something that was long enough to go over the entire thing. Yeah, and you could also get like a table, not a table, but a clothes hanger from your closet, and get your mom's permission. Don't do this without permission, but you could make like a wreath out of that, bend it and put it in a circle and then wrap this around it, because the wire is going to, it's going to stay better on something like this than I think it would regular wire. Does that make sense? It might slide, I would imagine, but you could try it. All right, so let's take our rope. And the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to gather up some of the greens. Like I like this piece, so I'm going to take this. I'm going to maybe take some of my spruce. Now I might take some of, you're going to start gathering them up into not big bunches, but just little bunches. I like the, now this, I may cut this a bit. You don't need a huge, huge bunch. I like the boxwood, so I may take, and it's the cool thing that I love about this is that, you know, you don't have, you can do the thing that you think works for you. You do what you like. So I'm going to do just a little small bunch. All right, do you see my bunch? What do you think?
Yes. Yeah.
All right, now I'm going to take that wire and I'm going to wrap it around my bundle. Okay, wrap it around my bundle and make it very, very tight, tight as I can. Okay, that bundle is not, I don't think it's going to go anywhere. One piece of wire for each bundle, but you want to make them small, because if the bigger the bundle is, well, it's harder to keep it to stay in place. Yeah, one per bundle. And then you need one to secure it to your rope. My rope, and this is about a 9 or 12-inch rope, I can't remember. And so what we're going to do is take another piece of the wire, and now I'm going to put the wire and the rope together. So that you use another piece of wire to attach it to your rope. Okay, and it should hang, you see how it just kind of hangs there? It's not going anywhere. If you got that, you can move on, and what you're going to do is you're going to make another bundle with another piece of wire. You're going to make another bundle.
This is fluffy right here.
And the next one that you do, it can be entirely different from this one. It is all up to you to get as creative and to do the things that you like.
It is my gun.
What you need to do is that, so you're going to take up your rope again, Well, this time, what you're going to do is that you want to, because you're going to cover, do you see where we attached the first bundle? You're going to kind of cover that up, okay? So I'm going to bind the next little bit of wire so that I can cover up some of the work that I did before so that I have something that looks like this. And then the last thing, you should have enough greenery, I'm hoping, and enough wire that if you wanted to, you could add some more. And what I would do here, because you have two things I would do, because you have this end right here at the top that still has the wire there. And what I would do is I think that I would make a small little bundle of whatever you can, just the same way that you have been doing the rest. And I would make a small bundle, and I'm going to come and I'm going to bind it together. And I'm going to put it at this end to kind of cover this up. Does that make sense? Yeah, and then the next thing that I'm going to have to, I guess we need to show you how to do is how to attach those pine cones. If they're not dry, let's not mess with them, but I'll kind of try to, because you want them to be dry, and I don't want you to get glue and baking soda all over yourself. That would just be bad. So I might take a pine cone, and you can take some of the wire over there. You may have to like tap your pine cone a little bit to get the extra, but it still has a nice bit of the snow on it. And you could take the wire and you can wire it to the top of, or the bottom or the middle of your runner. If you have some ribbons at home, you can add ribbons to your table runner, and you'll have a very nice decoration for your holiday table that didn't cost you much at all to make, and it's very beautiful, if I do say so myself. So and it smells good. It really does smell good. To spend lots of money to make decorations, I think we've shown that. You don't have to spend lots of money to make decorations at all. And other options for store-bought gifts are certainly handmade, but also gifts of your time, I think, are very important. I know for me as a mother, if you gave me the time to maybe do something with me and spend your time with me, I know that I would certainly appreciate that a lot. If you used your time and washed dishes for me, or if you use your time to just to do things that you know that your mom or your dad really, it's important to them, man, I bet they would really, really appreciate that, right? So anyway, that is all I think that I have for you guys today. But we would love to see pictures of everything that you guys do. So if your wreaths and your earrings, anything that you would care to share with us, we would love to see as well. Appreciate you so much for being a part of our camp. I hope that you enjoyed it. And I hope you have a great Christmas. Or in your camp boxes, we have some hot chocolate and some blueberry candy canes. And I hope that you will enjoy those as you finish up the projects. And thank you guys for being a part of it and joining us for the camp. And I hope you have a great Christmas. And I'm going to end this camp. Do you have anything else that you'd like to say?
Thank you.
Yes. Oh, and I should thank again our volunteers, Miss Rita Beverly and Lynn Nelson and Amber Anderson for giving us their time. And I want to acknowledge again the Forestry Department, M. Henry Designs, Razowick Winery, and Grandma Ashburn's Hen House Creations as well. So we couldn't have done this without them. So you guys have an incredible day, and I hope that you have a wonderful Christmas. And hopefully we'll see you in 2021.
Thank you.